Hi everyone, my name is Dan. I'm with Vivint Solar. I was asked to give an example of why, as an insurance agent, a customer really shouldn't do a cash deal and the misnomers that they're not told by a rep that's offering them solar power. Well, first off, you're going to see a price from anywhere from 20 to 25,000 for a cash deal, and you're told that in the cash deal that you would have a payoff and start seeing a return anywhere from years 10 to years 13, right in there. The problem you get with that is, in a perfect world, that would be the case. That actually would be the case. But the problem is, because you're purchasing the system, there's a couple factors that I need to go over with you, and it's important that you understand. I'm an insurance agent in the state of California. I work and have worked with State Farm Insurance. And when somebody purchases a system, they have to put it on their homeowner's insurance. They also have to put on their homeowner's insurance a $1 million liability in the event something were to happen and the installer maybe didn't correctly put on the product right, and something were to happen. Since they purchased it, they're basically the contractor at that point. And that's important to understand, that you have to put it on your homeowner's insurance, both in your regular policy and have a $1 million general liability policy on top of that. Secondly, what you're looking at is your property taxes will increase. The counties or cities that you work in will know that you've purchased the system, that'll be under your name for the system, and that your taxes will go up approximately 7 to 12%. A third thing to look at is, in the event that you had to replace a part of the system, realize that you'd only be getting depreciated cost, what's remaining on the value of the system, as opposed to a panel that's brand new. Panels run around to a retail customer around $1,000. And if you had purchased in year 10, or you had reached year 10, I should say, and at year 10 you need to replace a panel, you will be spending about $1,000 plus, but only receiving back around $500 or so, depending upon how much is depreciated on the system. Another thing to look at is, in looking with solar and looking on a cash deal, it's important to understand that you will need to replace your inverter in the anywhere from the 10th to the 15th year. Inverters aren't cheap. Inverter is the engine of your system. It's what runs the entire system, and it will have to be replaced as they do wear out. And those inverters run anywhere from, currently right now, 27 to 3,500, but 10 years from now, when you go to replace them, they're going to be charged a lot more at that point. So you can pretty much guesstimate around $3,500 plus that you'll have to tack on. So when you look at your costs of the things that you're spending and you're purchasing, and the overall return on value, when they say that you see a return between your 10th and your 13th year, that is not correct. Because when replacing of an inverter, adding on the taxes that will increase 7 to 12%, and adding on your homeowner's insurance and liability policy, umbrella, I should say, the umbrella policy, those costs have to be factored in. And that's not something that a company really wants to share with you, because those would be considered negatives and why a person wouldn't go. Because the reality is, when you add those factors into it, now you're looking at spreading out the years several more, and your return drops down from a 7-year return to only like around maybe a 4 to 5 year return on your money. And when you look at being provided the system by Vivint, you had no cost whatsoever up front. All the panel upgrades of any type, anytime a panel needs to be replaced, repaired, anytime you have to replace the inverter, all insurances are on Vivint, not your responsibility. Because you have no ownership in the system, you're perfectly fine.